such a short time. So that's profound in itself. Jared Allen, man, I remember watching him a lot when he played with the Vikings at defensive end. Kind of briefly remember him with the Chiefs, but I'm more so familiar with this game with the Vikings. And he also played for the Panthers and the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. But Jared Allen, man, he was very, very, very good with his speech. He was speaking about his faith and talking about how much his daughters, is why he became the man he became. And he was talking about how when he was in college, he studied PR marketing, and he tied that into his speech about like what's your why. And he also talked about like how he dropped out of college like twice or whatever. And I love his personality, man. He always was captivating, man, with his press conferences after games and things like that. And the most profound thing he said in his speech was basically that to his daughters, he wanted them to conquer the world and keep Christ first. And he also was saying that when he stand before God, if the first thing is brought up is him being in the Hall of Fame, then he wasted his life. So basically with Jared Allen, I just learned that you take certain tangibles and you apply them with everything you do. And football was just another learning experience for him to, I guess, be a better man for his family, including his children. But that didn't define his life, so I respect that. And lastly was Antonio Gates, man. I was a big fan of Antonio Gates, man. My favorite position in football is the tight end position, so I'm always focusing on tight ends. Uh, my favorite tight end is not going to get into the Hall of Fame. It was Algie Crumpler. I don't know why. I was just fascinated with his style of play with the Atlanta Falcons with Michael Vick. So that's what made me like pay attention to the position more. And when I would play Madden growing up, at first I didn't even understand football, but I started understanding football more because of Madden. The tight end was the only receiver I could always depend on to get open for some reason. And to this day, that's still who I get the most targets to. So, you playing with a team like the Chargers, man, you was gonna eat with Antonio Gates. And I never thought about him being in the Hall of Fame or nothing like this. So to see him, reach this status, I just hate he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer.